the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Tonight, an overpass collapse shuts down I-95 north of the DMV. What it means for commuters along one of the Northeast's busiest highways tonight. And Metro ramping up service on the Red Line. How often you can expect to see trains coming and going to start the work week. And a celebration of life and love. We hear from some of the thousands of people packing the streets for DC Capitol Pride. Good evening and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6. I'm Ben Dennis. We jump right into your forecast as rain moves into the DMV to start the work week. Meteorologist Scott Sumner standing by. Scott, what can we expect to start?
Yeah, not only rain, Ben, but also the potential for a few isolated or severe storms across the area. And we'll break it down in my main weather. First, I want to show you what's happening outside right now. And you can see as we pan a little bit further off to my shoulder here. Again, I want to show you the beaches. Right now, it is beautiful here out towards Rehoboth Beach, Ocean City, all of the areas. Not as many people, obviously, at the moment, but you get the gist of it. It has been a very nice afternoon, as I said yesterday, with regards to getting some sun this afternoon. Now, as we go inland over towards Reagan National, it's a little choppy here. It is a bit breezy across the region as well. Those winds will continue and won't let up until most likely tomorrow night going into Tuesday. Right now, the district, a wind gust of about 24 miles an hour. That extends out towards Annapolis Way, and most of the heaviest winds or gustiest winds are out by the water. However, Winchester is at 22 miles an hour. And again, this is going to be a common theme as we go throughout the next several hours. As far as cloud coverage is concerned, again, you saw a lot of sunshine out there. However, that's also going to come to a close as we see clouds starting to build in from the west, and then not too far behind, we could have some overnight rain showers in the viewing area. And the reason for that is we do have a storm system, as you can see here, coming into play. We'll talk about that storm and tomorrow's forecast in just a bit. Ben?
Thank you, Scott. Looking forward to it. Developing now, busy I-95 closed in both directions north of the DMV after a tanker caught fire and the road collapsed. Those images right there. I-95 overpass fell today in Philadelphia just after 6 a.m. Authorities say that a crash happened underneath the overpass before the tanker was torched. Traffic remains shut down in both directions as officials work to clean up the debris, and after potentially hundreds of gallons of gasoline had spilled. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says the rebuild will take several months. And developing now, Prince George's County Police are investigating a deadly motorcycle crash. It happened just after 11 o'clock last night on Forestville Road near I-495. Officials say the motorcycle collided with another vehicle. The rider was taken to the hospital and died a short time later. Police are working to understand what led up to the crash, but no charges have been brought forward. And tonight, crews are working to figure out what caused an early morning house fire in Bowie, Maryland. Firefighters got that call around 3:15 a.m. They found the house engulfed in heavy flames along Queen Anne Bridge Road. No one was hurt, but one person was displaced from their home. And starting tomorrow for your work week, local commuters can expect to see more Red Line Metro trains moving through stations. WMATA says it's ramping up service from every 8 minutes to every 6 minutes starting tomorrow. Trains will run on that schedule all day long through 9:30 at night on weekdays. Red Line trains will still run every 8 minutes on the weekends. And Metro trains continue to deal with those who don't pay their fares, even as new turnstiles have been installed at one DC station to prevent it. Well, those who skip paying in the district can be fined $50. However, they don't have to give their name or address when issued a fine. Our Dave Laval joins us from the Fort Totten station and tells us about a plan to make it easier for authorities to catch those who skip on fares. Dave, good evening.
Good evening, Ben. Fort Totten is the only Metro station that has the new turnstiles installed. But even those devices are not enough to stop everyone who does not want to pay their fares. Earlier this afternoon, we caught several people as they took advantage of a broken turnstile to avoid paying. Others would piggyback off someone and go through the turnstiles with them. Right now, violators in D.C. are issued a $50 fine. The problem is violators do not have to give their name or address to Metro Police when they're caught. But council member Brooke Pinto wants to change that. She introduced a measure last week that will increase the fine to $100 to anyone who does not provide their name and address. Pinto's bill could be voted on by the council during this week's budget hearings. Fare evaders in Maryland and Virginia are required to provide their IDs and addresses when they are stopped by police or law enforcement when they skip on their fares. They're also fined $100. We're live at the Metro Fort Totten station. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Much more ahead tonight at 9. Thank you, Dave. Happening now in D.C., one of the city's largest annual events. Hundreds of thousands continue to celebrate Capitol Pride. You're looking at video tonight from Pennsylvania Avenue, where concerts, vendors, and queer community members and allies are celebrating. Concert headliners today include pop singer Haley Kiyoko, Debbie Boone, and Broadway veteran Idina Menzel, also of Disney's Frozen fame. What began in 1975 as a block party in Northwest D.C. called Gay Pride Day has grown into one of the city's largest annual events. Organizers believe over 350,000 people lined the streets for the Capitol Pride Parade yesterday, making it the largest in the event's history. DC News Now was there. Jimmy Alexander explores the sights, sounds, and of course, celebration.
The energy here, like, it's pandemonium. Everybody's loving. It's so open. We're getting hugs. You know, like, it's the most fun. It's the funnest feeling in the world.
We wanted to be here to support Pride, have a happy Pride. We wanted to show our daughters that we believe in a world where everyone gets to be who they want to be.
My name is Stephen Powell, Mr. Gay Northeast United States. I'm here because this is my city, this is my country, this is where I love to be. I'm myself, and I want to spread with everybody else.
The Episcopal Church is here to say you are loved, you are beloved, as our church say, and we welcome you with open arms. We care. I had a neighbor who thought that there's no way gay people could be Christian. He's come to change his mind, but you know, we love Jesus too, and Jesus' teachings is what tells me that I am loved as a gay woman, and that we are to love all people.
There's no way that you can pray the gay away. That does not work.
I have tried that. No, it does not work.
It does not work.
It does not work. I am a more whole person, accepting who I am.
I'm here today repping Vita Fitness, you know, staying strong to save the world out there and to show people, you know, a little exercise never hurt anybody.
Now, will you put the golden lasso around somebody, make sure to tell them the truth, whether they're single or not here? You don't want anybody telling a fib today.
Well, you see, when they see me and you see all this gorgeousness, they're not going to be able to lie to me.
Our thanks to Jimmy for that report. And tonight, police in Ocean City, Maryland, check it out, need your help to find a few pignappers. You heard that right. Officers say 3 suspects tried to bring home the bacon, stealing this Peppa Pig statue from the front of a candy store early yesterday morning. Now, police were able to find the captured cartoon and return her back home to her spot on 120th Street. Anyone who may know the swine swindlers is asked to call police with information. Green Screen Scott, no ambulance was needed for that story.
No. Pignappers, love that. All right, headlines here for tonight here. Some clouds and showers overnight. Some severe is possible on Monday. We'll get into that in a few moments. Isolated showers during the week and near normal afternoon high temperatures will be seen throughout the week. Stick around, my 7-day forecast is coming up.